All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're embarking on a seriously profound journey into some foundational texts that tackle the ultimate mysteries of human existence and really our true cosmic purpose. For millennia, humanity has looked up at the stars and wondered why we're here, often feeling like we're just passive observers in this grand, unfathomable theater. But by unpacking these ancient concepts and frameworks today, we're going to discover something entirely different. We're going to see that humanity's role is far more active, far more demanding, and honestly, infinitely more spectacular than we probably ever imagined. Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever looked through a telescope or maybe seen those massive, ultra high definition photos from deep space and just felt incredibly small? It's a deeply common human feeling, right? The sheer, incomprehensible scale of the cosmos can easily make human life seem like a tiny, insignificant blip on the universal radar. Well, we're going to completely flip that perspective today. We're going to explore a framework that presents a massive cognitive dissonance to that modern feeling of insignificance. Just think about it for a second. What if the universe, in all its terrifying, sprawling vastness, is actually entirely dependent on you and me? To really grasp this paradigm shift, we have to look at a radical, provocative claim found right in our source texts. It simply states, without humans, there is no heaven and earth. Now, on its face, that might sound incredibly arrogant. I mean, we know there are countless cosmic processes happening out there, galaxies spinning, stars forming, elements interacting. And yes, the pure mechanics of those processes absolutely belong to the universe. But the texts make a stunning assertion here. The universe birthed humanity on purpose because it absolutely needed us to function properly. Without human consciousness to perceive, to harmonize, and to actually utilize these forces, the heavens and the earth are essentially meaningless. They're an incomplete system. The universe didn't just happen to create us by accident. Humanity is a fundamental cosmic necessity. Now, what's really interesting about this visual progression is what it says about balance. At the top, we've got the familiar two-part symbol, the traditional yin and yang, which represents heaven and earth, or positive and negative cosmic forces. Well, in the philosophy of the source material, a dualistic system like this is actually fundamentally unstable. It requires immense, constant effort just to keep those two opposing forces from clashing destructively. But look down at the bottom. This is the samtejic. It introduces a third element, swirling in perfect, locked harmony with the other two. In this cosmic framework, a two-part universe is totally incomplete. It desperately needs that third element acting as a bridge and a stabilizer to achieve true, lasting balance. Let's break down exactly what those three interconnected parts of the samtejic represent, using a brilliant analogy straight from the text, the three primary colors. In this model, red represents heaven, or that expansive yang energy. Blue represents earth, the receptive yin energy. And that new, bright yellow, that represents humanity. Think about how a color printer works. If you only have red and blue ink in the cartridge, no matter how intricately you mix them, you're only ever going to get varying shades of purple. You hit a hard mathematical limit. But the moment you introduce yellow, the moment you add humanity into the mix, you suddenly unlock the ability to create literally an infinite spectrum of colors. Humanity is the essential catalyst that allows the universe to reach its full infinite potential. And this perfectly brings us to the concept of samje, or the three realms. The universe is only considered complete and firmly established when it consists of heaven, earth, and humanity all working together in tandem. This is a massive shift in how we view ourselves. It establishes that you and I are not just passive passengers sitting on a rock hurtling through empty space. No, we're the crucial third pillar required for the entire universe to succeed. The cosmos requires us to mediate and harmonize those massive forces. But if we accept that we're this vital missing piece of the cosmic puzzle, the immediate question becomes, what exactly are we supposed to do? How do we fulfill that role? Well, let's look at how humanity actually evolves to answer that. Section 1. Reaching Cosmic Adulthood. According to the source texts, humanity has been going through a meticulously guided, long-term process of spiritual evolution. It beautifully compares the history of the great world religions to the developmental stages of raising a child. First, there's Pote, or conception, which is likened to the early spiritual traditions of Seondo. Then comes Youngseng, the nurturing and developing phase inside the womb, associated with the profound inner focus of Buddhism. Next up is Yokte, the stage of bathing, dressing, and teaching basic manners and societal rules to a growing child, which is likened to the structural ethics of Confucianism. Through all these distinct stages, religion has essentially served as our childhood schooling, teaching humanity vital foundational concepts like love, mercy, and righteousness.
But, childhood doesn't last forever. The universe has been raising us so we can eventually graduate into the fourth and final stage, Guanwang.
Now, Guanwang is a phenomenal, weighty concept. It translates directly to cosmic adulthood. Think about human history for a moment. In so many religious and spiritual traditions, humans have essentially acted like dependent children. We've historically used words like Namu, which essentially means, I entirely depend on you. We've spent millennia constantly seeking blessings, relying on higher powers to save us, and asking the divine to intervene and fix our worldly problems. But reaching this stage of Guanwang means the training wheels are finally off. We are no longer children begging for favors from the cosmos. Guanwang requires a profound philosophical shift. It's the stage where humanity puts on the hat of adulthood, steps up, and takes full, capable responsibility for the state of the cosmos. It means realizing that the power to fix, harmonize, and elevate the world doesn't come from above anymore. It comes from within us.
Section 2, the Cosmic CEO. So, humanity has grown up. We've graduated from those childhood stages of spiritual development. This shifts our narrative entirely because it means we need a brand new job description. If we aren't supposed to just sit back, pray for help, and let the universe run itself, what is the actual role we must take on? Well, this introduces the crucial era of Injin. Injin represents human supremacy or human nobility. It is the era where humanity steps into our ultimate cosmic role as the managers of the universe, the ones who complete the harmony between heaven and earth. In the past, there was an era where heaven was revered as supreme, the earth was considered low, and humans were viewed as weak, flawed, and dependent. But Injin elevates human beings to the level of the divine. It assigns us the ultimate responsibility of running the cosmic household. We are no longer the children of the universe, folks. We are the CEOs taking over the family business.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what is required to step into that CEO role. Check out these two silhouettes. The top figure is looking up, representing a concept called Sang Tong Chenmun, which means mastering and deeply understanding the complex workings of heaven. The bottom figure is looking down, representing Hud al-Jiri, mastering the physical workings and geography of Earth. The message here is crystal clear. To be the capable managers of the universe, we first have to understand the vast machinery we're managing. We have to comprehend the cosmic forces, the cycles, the seasons, the weather patterns, and the underlying energies that make reality tick. After all, an executive can't run a company if they have no idea what the factory floors are doing, right?
But here is the critical catch. Simply knowing how the universe works is nowhere near enough. The source text draws a very sharp distinction between knowing and doing. Throughout human history, there have been brilliant scholars, mystics, and scientists who mastered the knowledge of heaven and earth intellectually. But true cosmic adulthood, Guanwang, requires execution. It requires Chen Hasa. While the word Gasa means managing standard household affairs, Chen Hasa means actively managing the affairs of the entire universe. Think of it like reading the instruction manual for a massive, complex machine versus actually sitting in the driver's seat and operating it to build something. It's the daunting but absolutely necessary transition from merely observing the stars to taking the reins and directing the cosmic flow.
To make this abstract idea of cosmic management super concrete, the source provides a fascinating historical story about a figure named Emperor Yao. Just imagine human life before him. We live basically in a prehistoric state, wandering, gathering food day by day, completely at the mercy of nature without any real cosmic structure. But about 5,000 years ago, Emperor Yao did something utterly revolutionary. He didn't just look at the sky. He meticulously observed the sun, the moon, and the 28 constellations. He figured out the hidden mechanics of cosmic time. And more importantly, he didn't keep it to himself. He codified it and respectfully bestowed this calendar upon humanity. By capturing and organizing time, he gave humans the incredible ability to actually align with the universe. Suddenly, we could plant crops predictably, we could plan for the future, and we could build civilizations. By organizing the cosmic mechanics for human thriving, Emperor Yao was actively practicing Chen Hasa.
So the crucial point is how this entire concept culminates in one stunning thought from the texts. Heaven and earth are empty shells without the sun and moon, and the sun and moon are empty shadows without those who know them. The sun and moon represent the gears of time and cosmic order. The universe can have all of its spectacular mechanics perfectly in place. Massive planets spinning, billions of stars burning, the steady ticking of time. But without human consciousness, without a knower to perceive it, measure it, and utilize it to create harmony, just like Emperor Yao did, it's entirely useless. It's just an empty shadow playing out in the dark. We are the bright yellow ink. We are the consciousness that gives the universe its purpose, its meaning, and its ultimate utility. Which brings us right to the ultimate question. We've seen that the universe absolutely requires humanity in order to be whole. We've traced our spiritual evolution from the childhood stage of relying on higher powers, all the way to the Guanwang stage of true cosmic adulthood. We now know that our ultimate destiny is in John, to become the supreme managers executing the affairs of the universe, completing the harmony between heaven and earth. The cosmos has literally spent millennia meticulously preparing us for this exact moment in our development. So I leave you with this thought to ponder. Are you ready to stop being a passive passenger on this planet? Are you ready to step up, take on your ultimate responsibility, and manage the cosmos? Thank you so much for exploring this profound puzzle with me today.